Hello, Radio Man here, and what we're going to be showing you today, it's sort of CB radio related. There's some communications here. This is a Swiss M90. Um, they call it a rucksack. I don't believe it's a rucksack. I believe this was meant to go into some sort of like suspender system, but it's a rubberized backpack. It's very light. I wanted it for snowmobiling, going out in the woods, because you're always setting your pack down on the ground. I didn't want my pack soaking up water and then having to put it back on me and it being damp and then being against my clothes, or keeping my gear in here on the back of the snowmobile and having that get wet. So it's got two straps. I've already tested it on my snowmobile. These are what I would consider like emergency sustainment supplies. If I have a breakdown or I'm stuck in the woods for an extended period of time. It does strap to the snowmobile. I do carry in my snowmobile the toolkits and the spare belts and the plugs and those things. I'm not going to show you that. This is just the pack. This is the exterior of the pack, so it's got a main compartment, the straps that strap it to the seat, two exterior pockets, and it does have some sort of a, you can't see it, but there is an internal frame, and it does have a nice little, let me see if that makes it on the video. Yeah, it does. It does have a nice little backrest on it, or not a, but like a foam pad. It's not a bad pack overall. My intention is not to use this for backpacking. This is largely going to be on my snowmobile, and if I do have to walk with it, I'm hoping that, you know, I'm not going to have to walk more than 10 miles, maybe even less than that. So I'll show you the exterior pockets. My plan is the exterior pockets are going to have supplies that I need to get to quickly without taking the bag off the back of the sled. So I'm going to put some water and snacks in here. You know, you pull over, you want to get a drink of water. So right now, just temporarily, this is only in this pocket temporarily. So what we use on the trail is this Baofeng on the MURS frequencies for snowmobile communications. And what we use is, this is what's called a throat mic. So this goes around your neck. There's a microphone here that goes up against your throat, and it picks up the signal, and an earpiece covered in earwax. Guess I got to clean that. Earpiece, and this fits on your helmet, and I run this down through the sleeve of my coat, and I put this on my index finger, so when I'm driving, I can either squeeze the handlebar to engage the PTT, or sometimes I can just reach around the handlebar and do that. These work very good. They're real handy when you pull up to an intersection and you're sitting on a bunch of two-strokes, and you can at least talk to each other with your helmets on. It's virtually impossible to talk to each other with a helmet on with a snowmobile running. It's also great when the guy in front of you lets you know there's riders coming, or if there's a left turn or whatever. That's what we use these for. So this just plugs into the Baofeng. This will not be in the exterior pocket. This will ride my coat. Like I said, snacks and water will go in there. The other pocket, I'm not, well, I don't know why I have a Sharpie in there, but a power bank for my cell phone, and a charging cord, because I do have a cigarette plug. So I don't know if this will stay in the exterior pocket, because I think I'm just going to keep snacks and water bottles, but I just put it there for now. So let me pause the video and I will show you the contents of the inside of the pack. So I suppose I'll show you real quick. All the supplies that I have in here are here for a reason, because I've had a specific need for them in the past. The shovel, if you go off trail, snow can be quite deep. I don't intentionally ride off trail, but we've run into, like, someone goes to pull over and they scoot to the edge of the trail and they fall off the groomed trail, and or you get stuck. So to get this out, it's real easy. And it's not going to fall out while I'm riding. So the shovel just comes out, and same thing, I don't have to undo that. And as you can see here, whoops, it's not, you know, it's an emergency shovel, but it's at least so you can dig yourself out. So there's that. And the reason why I have this knife here, This is a Gerber. I think it's called an Air Crew Survival Knife. The sheath for it is, you could take the sheath off, but I'm going to leave it. It has a sharpener. Does that get picked up on the camera? So it has a sharpener built into the bottom of the sheath. You can also hold on to the sheath if you wanted to, and it has like a striking point. You could strike with it. It has like a, I don't know, a tip there, I guess, for breaking glass. But my thought behind carrying this versus a hatchet is smaller. You can chop with it. You can cut with it. I don't plan on doing that. I don't, but my thought was, for the likelihood of me actually having to chop with this, it's not as great as a hatchet, but in a pinch, it'll get me by. It's a full tang knife. So, because there are people who've done chopping, and it breaks here. So, nice knife, nice rubberized handle, strike point. Not that I plan on breaking glass, but you can hammer with it, So that's why I carry it. I do have a hatchet I could carry, but I just don't, I'm trying to balance, see, that snaps in nice. I'm trying to balance, weight and shit. So let me open up the pack and I'll show you the contents. So the top of the pack, there's some flaps here. Those just open up, and you can actually stuff more stuff if you wanted to into the bag. But so you kind of have, like, you have the top flap, you have these flaps. You almost have 3 layers of material. So one of the things that'll be in my bag, and I don't consider this like a sustainment supply, but it's just a tripod. If we want to take, like, with the guys, a group picture or something, it doesn't take up much space. I don't consider this a necessary thing, but there's plenty of room in the bag, weight-wise and everything. So I'll just pull the stuff out one at a time here. Hat. Right? So if I had to stop and work on a sled or whatever, for whatever reason, having a helmet on is a real pain in the ass. Obviously I wear a helmet on the snowmobile, but I take my helmet off, I can throw this on, and I can keep warm with it. Next thing is, I wouldn't necessarily consider this a sustainment supply. This is why I felt like it was necessary to show you guys in the video. Some sort of military surplus waterproof bag. We're hoping that we might be able to drive up a mountain. I'm going to have my President Randy handheld with telescoping antenna and all the bits for charging the radio that I need, and I just threw it in that bag. Not necessarily an emergency, this could stay behind like the tripod, just bringing it for fun. Let's see. What's next? Oh, I have gauntlets on my snowmobile, and I have heated handlebars and thumb grips, a pair of military surplus Arctic mittens. Same thing. The gloves I wear when I'm riding aren't worth a shit if I'm not holding on to a heated handlebar. And what gauntlets are is they're like big mittens that go over your handlebars, so your hands are protected by that. So I wear a very thin pair of gloves when I'm riding, but if I had to hang out, that's what these are for. There's one thing in this bag that isn't in here. Same thing, neck gaiter, just another warmth supply. I'm not going to wear on the snowmobile, it's too bulky. But if for some reason I had to sit tight for a while, I would want this, but not while I'm riding. I'm not showing you the gear I'm going to have in my person, like my riding gear. This is just stuff. One thing that isn't in here that I'm going to put in here next is a spare pair of socks. So next thing is, if you're a Mainer, I don't even need to explain this. All good Mainers have a roll of shit tickets. And you guys laugh. Why? Do I have to explain the story of why everything in this pack is in this pack because there's been a use for it in the past? Shit tickets. Emergency, bag's falling down. Emergency space blanket. It's actually more of a survival shelter. Here you go. So see, it's reflective. It has, so you could wrap this around yourself as a blanket. You could set it up as a shelter, as a reflector for heat. It's light. It doesn't take up a lot of space. If for some reason I was stuck, I'm not going to carry a sleeping bag with me realistically. I mean, that's just ridiculous. What else? I'm just grabbing things as they come. Foot warmers. What else is in here? There's going to be more of them. More hand warmers. This is like a thing came out of an MRE. There's like a moist towelette. There is a small bit of shit paper, some chiclets, some coffee, some moist towelette. Doesn't take up much space, so I keep it in there. More hand warmers. This is just like a little fire steel. Someone's looking for you in the dark. Emergency strobe light. Just runs on a battery. I got a little bit of paracord in there. I also have a personal survival kit that has like a whistle, a compass, a flint, some wicks, some duct tape, a little bit of mechanics wire, fishing line, tin foil. Just a very basic survival kit, stuff for making fire and stuff to be seen in the distance. The last thing that's in here, individual first aid kit. A pair of gloves, a pair of shears, tape, gauze, bandages, duct tape, Israeli trauma bandage. The only thing that I would like this kit, like I said, I'm not planning on setting bones. This is just to stop bleeding. The only thing that I wouldn't is a SAM splint. That could be something that would be, they're not expensive, and it looks like a roll of toilet paper. If you guys aren't, it rolls up. It's like a foam kind of like, I think it has like aluminum in it or something, but it's for making splints in the field. It's the only thing, like I said, this is just for basic, wound treatment. It's like I said, an individual first aid kit. I was an EMT, and like I said, I think it's okay for treating basic stuff. A pair of shears, like I said, tape, bandages, an Israeli bandage, which is right there. I think a SAM splint might be something I'll add in the future. So that's the contents of my bag. And, you have to balance, weight and what you're going to do. And, you could what if the heck out of it. But my pack is basically based on things I've needed in the past. Like we go to pull over and, to do something, I throw these on if it's really cold out. And I tend to keep, when I pack my bag, a lot of the survival items stay in the bottom of the bag because I'm less likely to need them. And I keep these items at the top of the bag because I'm going to be accessing them. So I pack my bag, like snacks go on the outside, these go on the inside, because these are the next likely things I'm going to be accessing. The shovel's on the outside of the pack, the knife's on the outside of the pack, and I might even keep a few of these. This probably next in line. I don't plan on needing this stuff, but if I do, I can get to it. So anyways, guys, kind of sort of radio. I know I didn't cover a lot of the radio stuff, but I do plan on bringing the President Randy. If we go up the mountain, it's about a 2,000-foot peak. I'll give it a shot when I'm up there. And, we do use radios on the trail, but we use MURS. We're not that far apart when we're riding. So anyways, thanks for watching. Take care.